John. Oh God, John.
We see the Thing witnessing the last moments of Human Torch, realizing this is the last time he'll ever see his friend. You see, while Sue Storm was deep in old Atlantis trying to mediate a peace between warring factions, and Reed Richards was off in space assisting Galactus, a giant interdimensional gateway inside the Baxter Building, one that leads to a dangerous universe called the Negative Zone, came under attack after a man known as the Anti-Priest instructed Negative Zone's forces to try and open it.
The time is now! Go! Pierce the portal! Make a way for our master!
Uh-oh.
The Thing and Johnny begin to fight them off, while Reed and Sue's children, Franklin and Valeria, see them and decide to help.
Ew, gross.
Little by little, they realize where these soldiers came from, so Johnny quickly jumps into action, realizing they might be trying to open the portal, and tells them they have to reach Reed's lab first. As the Human Torch burns through the swarming creatures, Valeria tosses Ben a massive gun, and he immediately starts blasting them back. While Ben holds the line, Johnny turns to Valeria, ordering her to lock down the portal, but the creatures keep attacking, forcing Johnny to cover her as she works. Then suddenly they both realize the bugs have already surrounded the gate, and the fight continues, but more and more enemies keep showing up. Valeria shouts that they can't keep the gate open, so Johnny and Ben try to distract them and tell one of the kids to do something. And that's when we see Franklin blasting every monster that comes through the portal. The kids quickly try to put the shield back up and stop the invasion, while Ben tells everyone that he's called the Avengers for backup. Realizing how serious the situation has become, Valeria insists that the only way to fully close the portal is to go to the other side of it, but Ben and Johnny quickly tell her,
No way. Not happening.
Valeria explains that she only needs a couple of minutes on the other side and warns them that if they don't act now, a second wave will hit even harder. Realizing she's right, Ben and Johnny change their minds. Without waiting for the Avengers, they get ready and decide to go through the portal. They go through, and while Valeria begins to work on it, the others tell her that she has about 4 minutes until the second wave reaches them. But as she does, she tells everyone that the system is far more complicated than expected. So the kids begin talking about the solution, while others tell her that all of the solutions are bad and that they should simply nuke the place.
We could do that.
Finally, the kids realize that in order to close the portal, they will have to leave someone behind who can activate the system.
Someone's gotta stay?
Everyone notices the swarm approaching, and one of the kids warns that they have a minute left before it reaches them. So Ben looks at Valeria and, realizing there's no other option, tell her,
Well then, it's been fun. Get everyone on the other side, Johnny.
Johnny tells him he has to be joking, but Ben just smiles and thanks him for one of the best weeks of his life, since this was the week he finally used the serum that let him be human again, if only for a little while.
Come on! There's gotta be something!
Johnny then turns to the kids again, asking if there is really nothing they can do, but Valeria coldly responds that there isn't.
Okay, that settles it then.
Johnny, what are you? No! You stupid dumb! Open this back up! Open it!
Valeria explains that this is it. There's simply no time left. She begins instructing Johnny on what to do, telling him the code. As Human Torch enters it, she assures him that they'll be back for him. But as the explosions grow closer and closer, Johnny turns to Ben and,
When you see Reed, you tell him. Tell him this is where I made my stand.
Johnny then gives Ben his final glance, places his hand on the shield, and finally,
So, this is it.
Johnny tells himself that he's not afraid, then starts screaming at them as we see millions of monsters rushing toward him. As they attack, the Thing watches, bit by bit, as the portal closes, until finally, we see Ben sitting down, devastated, hugging both of the children. The Avengers finally reach the Baxter Building and rush inside. Without a word spoken, they see the Thing, and as their eyes meet, they instantly realize what has just happened. Sue shows up too, and after realizing that her brother has just died, she begins to scream before collapsing to her knees as her kids rush to hug her. Days go by and we see Sue sitting alone in her room, mourning Johnny. When Reed enters and tries to comfort her, she instinctively creates a force field around herself. Realizing that Sue wants to be alone, Reed quietly leaves the room. The next day, we see Reed heading somewhere. It soon becomes clear that he's trying to retrieve the ultimate nullifier, one of the most powerful weapons in existence, capable of erasing its targets completely. As he picks up the weapon, Reed approaches the portal to the negative zone and opens it, and that's when he sees the villain Annihilus. Reed raises the weapon, ready to use it, but Annihilus only looks at him and then holds up Johnny's suit. So Reed simply looks away and then closes the portal. On the 5th day after Johnny's death, his funeral begins, with everyone from the X-Men to the Avengers attending. As everyone quietly talks, we see the Thing staring at the ground, but when he finally raises his head, we see the anger in his eyes. On the 8th day, we see Dr. Doom watching as Johnny is buried, and despite his bad relationship with the Fantastic Four, he still shows up to pay his respects. Sue notices him, then takes Reed's hand and looks up, and we see the Human Torch's grave with a small flame burning in his hand. As the days go by, we see everyone trying to return to their normal lives, but it's clear that nothing truly does. Valeria tries to lead the other kids, giving them tasks and goals, until she finally wipes the chalkboard clean and tells them that killing Annihilus and stopping Negative Zone is the only thing that matters now, while Reed, looking stressed and tired, tries to monitor incoming threats. On day 26, Ben meets with Bruce Banner and Donald Blake. They start showing Johnny to the Thing, clearly wanting him to open up and release his emotions, but the Thing quickly tries to leave, so Thor calls down thunder to stop him. Yet when he puts his hand on Ben, he instantly punches Thor away, then looks up to see Bruce turning into the Hulk, who instantly strikes him. The Thing recovers and grabs his flying vehicle, hurling it at Hulk. Thor moves in to attack Ben, but Hulk raises his hand, signaling him to wait. Hulk pulls him into a hug, while Thor lowers his hammer, tears streaming down his face as he watches his friend break apart under the weight of grief. Finally, we see Spider-Man meeting with Franklin Richards. Peter asks him how long he's been up there, and Franklin quietly replies that it's been a long time. Spider-Man then asks how he's dealing with Johnny's death, and Franklin admits that he can't keep the bad thoughts out of his head, and that he hasn't been able to sleep.
What do you say we clear our heads?
Peter takes Franklin for a swing across New York City, and the two stop for a hot dog.
Can I borrow $1?
As they eat, Peter tells Franklin the story of his uncle, how he was killed, and how even now Peter still thinks about him every day. But he explains that he's no longer sad, because what remains are the good memories they shared. Franklin quietly asks how long it takes for sadness to go away, and Peter admits that it takes a long time. Franklin then looks down and says that he feels guilty, that he thinks he could have stopped Johnny from dying. So Peter looks at him and says,
I know I could have stopped my uncle from dying.
Franklin asks him why he didn't, and Peter explains that back then he was young and didn't realize how important every decision is, no matter how small it seems. He also tells Franklin that it's important to always remember how much they can change the world for the better with the powers they've been given. And finally, Franklin asks Peter what his uncle's name was, and as they swing away through the city, Peter says that his name was Ben,